Russia's oil refining rose during May the 1st to 15th as capacity returned. So Russia processed 5.45 million barrels per day for the May 1st to 15th period.
Can you hear me now? There we go. Test 1, 2. Thank you for saying something, Zach. There was an update on OBS and it took all of my settings away from my hardware for some reason. I didn't even realize. Very strange that it did that. It re-put in all my inputs. So again, just to clarify, bounce value lows. This is our target for shorts and our entry for longs. We're now trying to build POC. We understand that this 50-57 is resistance where the seller is sitting. We want to see the ability to build over POC and get back above, waiting on the Russell to see if this reoffer is going to hold. As long as POC is kind of maintaining and all dips are being bought, right, and rotating back up, we should be fine. But if we continue to reject and at any point this becomes resistance, then we probably have one larger leg down, back down to our value low. So really just relying on the Russell to maintain and balance and kind of rotate with ES and NQ just building within value. We are in the middle of our range right now. We are looking for POC to now be supportive off of a hold of our value lows. Right, we got a rotation down. We are now attempting to build POC. We understand that we need to get over our value high, or this will remain resistance. So there's not a ton here. There just isn't. NQ retesting POC, ES retesting POC, Russell attempting to make a higher low. We'd like to see this 106 stay bid if it was going to shift outside of this range. Let me see if it'll break my chart if I switch over to a 15-minute. Oh, it didn't. So just to give you like a heads up what this looks like. This is the mid, right? We're just kind of making a doji right now off of a very strong buyer from our lows. We can see these wicks. There's clearly someone here willing to participate as a look below 34 and lift us back up. But we really need to see this area become supportive. We're seeing the bid trying to step up and close us above. If we can do that, then maybe on the next candle we can get that lift. But really, it's just a lot of indecision here. You can see that this was where our buyer was located before, and then it has become seller. So our buyer lifted us off of this. It then became a resistance. It's now attempting to be supportive again, but it is still a very key pivot where it's just kind of chop until we decide above or below. Again, it's just rotating VWAP, right? Like we just haven't decided. Size is being taken in. Decided trading is occurring. Russell back down to our lows off of another failure at the top of our range. 50's still just staying bid on NQ. our first real like look below. Depending on the Russell to find a bid here. If 50s go offer on this look below, then we get our rotation down again. But as long as buyers are found on Russell and NQ back into our lower of our base, still just rotating, no change. Just waiting. I don't really have any interest in trading here. Personally. Just feels like a coin flip. $42 to 50 again. Just waiting on the Russell, I think, to oscillate down to value low. I feel like we're just waiting for this rotation to complete. NQ is just kind of going to trade sideways while we wait for the Russell to come into value low. That would be my guess. Watching Russell here, so we retest our value high from POC1 and our POC. See if the offer sticks here, or a one last leg down, or if we can get back into this rotation. Again, just expecting ES and NQ to just continue to rotate while Russell figures out direction. But what I'm looking for is this resistance for this one last leg down, or can we make these buyers supportive again? Still just rotating between 42 and 57. We keep an eye on 50s to see if we're going to be able to hold the middle of our rotation on NQ, high or low. Off of the rejection of 57. Russell retesting our high, low, sorry. Looking for that value low, ideally. Off of the rejection of our 104. So far, equal bottoming. See how we close. New 15s just opened. New hourlies just opened. 0 rejection on pick. Range is still holding. Still think we're just waiting on the Russell. NQ is maintaining 50s though, which is a higher low. It's a good sign. I'd like to see those 50s maintain as the Russell pushes value. Kind of see our POC now remain supportive. Regardless, we do want to see an initiative bid step in as we approach this value low, see if the Russell can bottom out, giving us the ability to lift and break out of this range on NQ. There's no buyer present into that value low, and the lift idea kind of goes. So. See if we can play off this 50, or if we're going to need the full rotation back down to 42s, or Russell hits value low. Russell pushing into our value now. There it is. See if buy side's going to show any willingness as NQ rotates back down to the low of the range. ES flow rotates down to the low. Again, just waiting to see if Russell can find a low. That should give us the ability to get out of this range. ES back into our value low. RTY at value low. See if bids will step in. NQ back down to the low of our range at the 42s. Need to see the lift back over 42 for this to really feel like anything. Russell did get the bid, but we're not seeing really a strong reaction off of NQ or ES as of yet, which is a bit disappointing. Still holding value, but we do need to see a bit more from buy side. Looks like sellers are still just trying to push the offer down, but not really getting anywhere. The issue steps in here if by the time that Russell gets back up to our pivot, NQ and ES are still in the same position. That's just Russell reoffering with NQ and ES showing weakness into the lows, which is not ideal. So nothing's really invalidated yet on the buy side, but again, if the Russell fails and remains at our pivot and offering, then we get our breakdown, not a breakout. That's kind of the issue here. We're not seeing the any willingness really to bid off of this as of yet. All we've seen is a shift of our value from where buyers were participating at 42 to this then flipping to our offer, right? So looking back into it, we need to be playing off of our 32 again and looking for a move back over 42 from our value low. Need to see this seller get out of the way for the rotation up. Just playing off of our value low now. Again, the failure to bid. There's no one willing to take, then don't expect more. Sucks, but you know, it is what it is. 32 is kind of our last shot here. Looking back over 42 is ideal. Again, coming into our 42s off of a hold of our value low. Need to get back over the 42 offer. See that flip back up, supportive for a move back up to the top of our range. Don't curse us, Gav. Seller's still very much so in control, back down to our value low off of another failure at 42. Russell building higher lows, but buyers not willing to take yet. I'm only looking for one of two things now. Either a recovery of this 32-34 is supportive and a look over 42s, or for 32-34 to now be resistance for a look down to our ETH low on NQ off of this weakness. Either we are able to rebid and reclaim on this look back in, or the offer now moves here from 42 now to our 32, 34. If we're able to find buyers here on a recovery of our value low from the look outside of it, then nothing has changed. But if offer remains here and pushes us back down, then we probably look for that ETH low. Just looking for a strong bid to actually show its hand. Zero test on tick. Russell showing weakness again, so just keep that in mind. Sellers. So again, yeah, can the offer move down and hold us here, or a push down to this, and buy side recover value, look over our 42 for a move back up to POC. That is the idea here on a recovery of value. We want to see the Russell be able to maintain a higher low. We want to see ES be able to get back into this range as well off of the hold of our 15 17. Something like this. Or we expect something like this. And just like before, we're watching to see if the Russell, this previous buyer, is now going to hold as our seller. Or if we can make it supportive. That's wild, because they had another failure yesterday on one of their jets. An engine blew up. New 15's just opened. We're at our edge. It's just a waiting game. Russell battling with our previous buyers, seeing if that offer moves down. ES and Q battling for value low. So slow. Starting to look in, see if bid can hold this 32.34. If buyers aren't present here, don't expect much.
So just keep in mind, we've just seen come across the wires that Fed's Powell has tested positive for COVID. He's due to be speaking on Sunday, the 19th. Only reason we mention
COVID.
this. However, it does say that he is working from home and will deliver a pre-recorded speech at Georgetown Law, which again was due this Sunday. So that event is still going forward.
J-Pow's got the COVID. Oh my god, get me out of here. You think it's a positive for the market? Doubtful. Still holding our 15 to 17 on ES. No change. Just straight and ticks. Russell retesting our resistance here. NQ diverging, leading down. Needs to get back over value and actually show a significant bid for anything serious. I personally would say do not touch this until we have a clearer direction. Russell definitely did what we thought it would, but the rest of the market didn't follow through, which is not a great sign for me. Just watching our 106 pivot on the Russell again off of the lift from value low. We were expecting the entire market to do that, and instead we got NQ chop and ES chop. Not a huge fan. Still just looking for us to be able to build over 42. How about only trade Russell today?
It's in 10 minutes time now. Sorry, it's in 20 minutes time now, 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Fed's Daily is giving a commencement address at the University of San Francisco School of Management.
Looking for
So again,
42
this
to
is
stay
in
bid.
20 minutes time. A text is expected as well.
Bello is so garbage. Need over 50s here on NQ, or it's just back up to our 30-second opening range low. We have sellers that we are punishing here from 30 to 20, basically, on NQ. Basically all of this. But if we need to be able to build over 50s again for really anything more. This is just a reversion back to VWAP and our 30-second opening range low on ES and NQ. If we can hold 42 and look over 50s, then I think there's potential for expansion. But need to see the ability to build back above. Russell back up into our pivot here. Got our hold of our 42s, but it's now battling with our 50s. Offer still holding here. It's our first look over 50s. See if we can see any sort of excitement for that move back up to value high on a hold of this node. I'm out one here from 42. See if we can build 50-57. If we fail again, then I probably won't play this rotation again. Russell going into our value high. Looking for bids to get immediately bought up in this 48.50. Or I feel like we just rotate back down again, just like last time. Really want to see this be able to hold. If you're playing off of 15s or 17s on ES, this is your first target into our value high. Next target, 23.25. for for NQ. If we can build above this 55, we look for our 30-second opening range high up at 60. Yeah, 60. It's also your value high. Probably not a ton here until we see a look above and then a retest and then a continuation like that. If we're going to get that 30-second opening range high and value high hold. Up the bottom node.
So in 10 minutes time now at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time, Fed's Daily is due to be speaking. The live video is available on her entry in the calendar and the text is expected. Again,
Buyer's
just under 10
attempt
minutes
here,
time now.
or we rotate back down. Kind of last chance. Just got stopped on my runner. Back down to our lower pivot here, 37s. Rotating between another 10-point range here, 37 to 47. Just keeping an eye on the reoffer of our 48. Seller is in control now, willing to hold that or not. No, that low felt terrible, man. I got stopped 3 times. Offer holding at our 48s. Retesting our offer again. NQ diverging from ES and RTY. Just playing off this 48 edge. Do we hold below POC and make it hold it as resistance? And the Russell break over value high. ES just maintaining POC. Again, NQ diverging. What the hell is going on in Texas, man? These buildings are getting destroyed. American engineering, huh? Jesus. These skyscrapers are getting like 90% of their windows blown out. Market his ass. Retest of our 48. See if the offer still holds here. ES still just holding POC, rotating between POC and value high. Russell failing to get over our value, tempting at our 106 bid. Yeah, sorry, Cass. Not much I can really do, but I'm glad you're willing to stop. See ya, man. Back down to our lower range and then Q off of the 48 rejection. Really not much here, guys. Waiting on the Russell to see if it's going to hold our 104.50. Or if we get a full rotation down again. If you are playing off of the 48s on NQ, this is your first target. Next below is 32. Pushing into our 32, next target. Either 32 holds, or we look for it to become resistance for a move down to our 24. Watching our push into 38s for an offer to hold is going to. Just playing off our PVZ level. ES back into our value low. 15 to 17 still maintaining. Again, bearish on a rejection of 15 to 17 on the offer. Till then, this is the bottom of our range. I think if you're struggling today, not looking for more than what is being offered is going to be incredibly key. Our zones are playing, our zones are holding. Play the zones, or wait for us to be outside of the zones and look for them to be reoffer or rebid points. Until then, you play point A to point B. That's it. Don't look for more. Don't look for anything in the middle. Don't touch it unless we are at an edge and we have clear invalidations. The reason I say this is because if you look on a 15-minute chart, this is what we look like. So what are you looking for more? The box. All this is going to do is screw you over on the edges looking for expansion. I can go over to NQM. I can show you the same thing. If you aren't playing on the edges, right, in the excess outside of value, on balance, all you're going to do is get stopped out at the low and the high. So don't. Either don't trade on balance days or only execute in excess on our edges. There's been no signs of willingness to show any sort of expansion. All we've done is reject yesterday's value. Yes, you see that? While maintaining our lows. Is YouTube sound muted? My sound not working? You guys are trolling me. Today's just a regular day. 1G.
Comments from ECB's Vassal now says the cutting rates in June would be reasonable, awaiting data, open to possibility on rate path, really attentive to what's happening in the US. And it seems that this year's GDP growth is to be better than expected.
You're not allowed to long NQ and short ES at the same time on Apex. Yeah. What? There it is, boys. GME offer. If you guys can imagine it, another rotation from our 17s and our 32s on NQ.
This is the worst balance I've ever seen. That's my walk-in greeting. That is just like my opinion, man. That's true. That's also true, Adrian. God, I hate it when you guys are so right all the time. Are you guys you just hanging out? Did you catch some of these morning rotations? What's the chat vibe? If it stays like this, there's a good chance I like don't even take a trade today, to be honest. Yeah.
Is Mario speaking? Can't hear him.
Yeah.
Why did all of my devices get reset, man? Hey, fix. Hello?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Was it the output device?
Yeah, OBS did the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, there was a Windows update a couple days ago. If you didn't do it, it might have
I
just
did it
been
last
Senior
night.
Bowman here
Yeah,
says
that's
monitoring
probably it.
data to assess if policy is sufficiently restrictive. Inflation is to remain elevated for some time. I'll remain cautious in rate change decisions. I'm willing to hike if inflation progress stalls or reverses. Bowman repeats that my baseline outlook for inflation is that it
JPOW
will
is
decline
COVID.
further
Market's
with
over,
policy
man.
rate steady, but I do see risk.
Yeah, I saw
Says
that.
focusing on issues like climate change could distract bank management and supervisors. The progress on labour market rebalancing has slowed. US economic activity may have moderated, but consumer services spending is strong and business investment has strengthened. Inflation's decline in the latter half of last year was temporary, Bowman says we have not yet seen further progress on inflation this year.
Before you could hear me, I was saying there's a good chance if it just stays like this for the rest of the day, I might even like not even take a trade today.
Oh.
This looks like, I mean, the range is well defined, but it's
It
like,
feels so bad.
yeah, it looks like it. Like it look like your morning rotations. I guess that sell looks kind of messy.
The
Like
only
the up
great
and then
trade
down was
was,
good,
yeah, that was the only good rotation.
and probably the down felt better just because of structure. But
This is literally it. Good trade. Again, just as before, like, look for excess outside. If it fails to hold below value, then we just look for the recovery and the rotation again. Every attempt outside of value has been bought up or sold off. What I want to see happen, actually, is what I have drawn, which is a push below our 17 to 15 on ES, a look into our ETH low, and then that going offer. That should lead to downside. As long as 15 to 17 is maintaining as supportive and we look back into it, I just don't really want anything to do with this. We know our lower target on NQ of the failure of 32s is this 24 to 17 below us. But like, again, as long as we're like showing divergence in the market and yes, it's maintaining this 15 to 17, I don't touch it. Back to our 24s and NQ. Yes, testing our 15s. This is the same setup as last time when RTY was coming down into value low.
Two 15s.
So you're looking at ETH low. Again, for ES, look for the 13 re-offer into 15s for continuation down if it's going to break. NQ leading, very dramatic for no reason. Watching our retest here into our 17s. Immediate bid off our ETH low, which is why there's nothing here. This needs to go offer if this is going to hold.
Really isn't like super weakness in these major underlines either. Like Nvidia is kind of bearish, and so is Microsoft, but it's not like, yeah, Apple, Tesla's looks pretty good. GameStop crushed.
Yeah, they did an offering.
Oh, is that? I saw you post something. I didn't read it.
They're diluting shares, 45 million.
shares.
25 or 45? Yeah, it's something ridiculous. Still full dilution.
Oh.
Everyone who's been locking up their shares in shambles off that.
Yeah.
Just create new ones. Okay. You thought the people at GME were your friends. They are not. Imagine the board of directors doesn't give a shit about you.
You are just a professional investor, Rory.
Immediately bought up, just like we were talking about, back up to our value low test on ES. If you bought off of ETH low for some odd reason, this is your first target into 17s. If 17s become supportive again, I fully expect that to be a liquidity grab and then a rotation back up through to POC. Again, this is just kind of the action on the day. Russell comes back down to value low, prices balance out. You get a liquidity grab into the lows. You stop out shorts. You stop out longs. Shorts get offside. We rotate again. Need to see real willingness from sellers here into this lower area for this to show any sort of expansion downside. Do I think this is bullish? No. Do I think this is like balanced and bearish? Yeah, still. Like we're still in a downtrend, but does it feel good to play on either side? Particularly.
Sir, here's some context. When me and Sig were talking about Globex pathing last night, we were talking about testing to 600 or 70 on NQ, and that's been the regular trading hour range as well.
Yeah, which is why I stayed up for it. So like I'm like romantically aware of where we are because it's the same area I was trading.
Yeah.
Like, get me out of here, bro.
Or like, maybe it pulls this Globex range. Yeah,
Intimately,
heater's
sorry.
blind, boy.
Yeah,
Nah, it's romantic, man. It's a
intimately.
love hate, but it's there.
Traded this shit for like 5 hours last night.
You've never used the word romantically, Rory? Maybe your wife would appreciate it if you did.
Maybe that's the word that'll convince her to get you the NQ please license plate. You know?
Tell her it's very romantic.
Just is what it is. If you are in a trade off of this dip, just really watch as we push into 32s. That'll be kind of your first risk off as we come up into this previous buyer here at this 29 to 32.
Those weak kills are generally better than just a
10 minutes
plain
time now at the top
OPEX.
of the hour. Get the weekly US Baker Hughes rig count numbers. Oil rigs, the prior read was 496. Total rigs, prior 603.
I'm out one here to 32. I mean, if we get back into value, then it's what I talked about. It's just the same rotation. Garbage.
Yeah, we're over RTY VWAP now. Oh, you know what? You know what? You're probably on an RTH chart. Forgive me.
What was my entry? The look back into 17. We were pushing back up from the hold of 607 and the hold of our ETH low. Just a quick buy. No size.
Hells, I used to trade it a decent amount like 2 years ago. I'm not really a fan anymore. If the structure is good, like it made sense yesterday with how our close is. I think it's really close dependent. Like yesterday's close was like very like aggressively bearish. So it's like if we can hold structure, it makes sense to like retest up, right? Um, so like when you have those setups, I think it's good. But the problem is that, well, there's like two problems that aren't really problems. But one, like you have to be okay sitting in a position for like 2 hours and making like, you know, 10, 15 NQ points, and it's gonna be really choppy. And two, the best time to actually trade is like London Open, not Asia Open.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, if you actually want to trade it, like you gotta be getting up at like what, like 3 Central, 3 Eastern, somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly when it
Yeah, don't
opens.
expect anything more than a range trade during Asian.
Yeah.
London, you have potential for expansion.
So like if you're good being up at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, like it's okay, but
Yeah, that's good, sir. Oh, well, that's not good.
It's on brand. It would have been mean too, but don't worry.
Another rotation of our Russell range. $60 might be a bit much, but not gonna lie. Do we see what I mean? So, like, even if you don't want to play this shit, right? The grab into our ETH low, understanding that we expect a reversion. Do we see how we reclaim our value and we bid for the rotation up? Do we see that? This is what I'm talking about by excess on the outside, recovery of our value, then rotation through. This is why I went into detail of what to look for and what, if we're going to be bearish, what we need to see, which is this would have had to hold as resistance for continuation down. You need to understand that on a balance day, if sell side cares at all, we will not get back into value. I promise you we will not get back into value if we are looking to hold outside of value. Like, if we're looking for expansion, value will remain as resistance. I promise. Why would sellers bring us back into this area? Don't make no sense. Kind of the bulls? I don't know, man. It's just like something you have to remind yourself of, like, if it doesn't, if we hold there and we start to show like the willingness to build below, right? Like, great, now we have potential. But if we see an immediate grab below and then buyers interested in pushing us back up and then a supportive bid, like, you just gotta admit that it's balance. Or you're just gonna get trapped on the edges on the wrong side of the trade instead of just playing the rotation up, which is what happened to us earlier today. And it's like, okay, well, now we've admitted it, so now let's fix our issue. We keep doing the same shit over and over again, like, it's a detriment to ourselves. Sorry for swearing. I'm just upset.
That made my day.
I'm tired, man. Did not wake up this morning. Hello, Mr. Tots.
So we're shortly expecting the US Baker Hughes rig count numbers for the week.
Oh boy, Tatum.
You take shrooms last night, Tatum? On a weekday?
He's on a vacation for 7 months.
7-month vacation? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Must be nice.
Baker Hughes total rig count 604, 604. Oil rig count 497, 497.
Was that your first batch that you've tried? I'm still assuming you tried shrooms last night. You never answered me. Hmm. We see a bid step in here into 32s, or I'm exiting, I think. I don't. Russell's showing weakness again, still maintaining our lower highs.
When ES came and tagged VWAP there, there's two-sided trading that was pretty decent on both sides, and then that bid kind of slipped away. Like 19 area has some interest previously as well. Yeah, I mean it's OPEC's Tatum, and it it makes sense to digest this like Wednesday move. Like really, it does. I would prefer to have seen it like range a little bit more aggressively, like ES up into like the mid 30s, 40s. Like yesterday, VPOC 35. Um, instead of like staying under, but it makes sense to digest. It just doesn't feel great how we're doing it. Like, I would have preferred to see this Tatum. And, like, it's really kind of, like, chunky in our past all-time highs there, like 30, 33. And, like, really define this node out instead of putting so much pressure on this lower edge, but...
Imagine adding at your stop. 32 add, took profit at the top of range. I'll look for it on another high if we can get it, but again, it is what it is. If 32s can't hold, I'm out. Play it again. It needs to be stopped.
It's the meme is getting...
According to the state, North Dakota
something.
produced 3.388 million barrels of gas in March.
I just got stopped. We're still holding value, but I don't care.
See, the problem now is, like, because ChatGPT was so, like, direct, I was kind of, like, for Grok because of the, like, sarcasm and, like, playfulness, but after that new OpenAI demo, where, like, it actually knows sarcasm and, like, expressions,
Yeah.
like, that's better than just, like, 4chan memes. Like, I can just, like, send a message to Rory if I want a 4chan meme response, you know?
Yeah. Did you see the one the Google version watching the OpenAI demo?
No, I did not. I didn't see any, or I saw all the Google stuff posted, but I didn't spend time to watch any of it. It's worth it.
I mean, just the. Let me see if I can find the video. It's the dev for the Google Astral or whatever it's called. They're watching the demo together with their AI, and the AI is like interested in ChatGPT's responses and like is watching the video and then describing the video and what's happening in the video to the guy. So like if you're visually impaired, it's watching and explaining what's happening, what he's writing, everything. So it's not just like subtitles on.
Hmm.
Very interesting. See if I can find.
I think I found one. I did watch the Mark Ribier section though,
Yeah.
because that's the important part.
Yes, true. Just trading in this range again between 32 and 37.75. It's just the same thing that happened earlier in the day where I lost my mind. I'll be right back.
Two-sided trading once again here off 21 in ES. ES back towards this view up POC, NQ back into this value low. The ES reads like in the middle of range. I know it's like pushing value high, but still kind of like middle of the range day wise is tough. They're so much two-sided. NQ much cleaner to read. Ah, perfect. I could not find it.
Subflex.
So far at the beginning of this, it is crazy the difference in like talking capabilities between the two.
Yeah, they
Like
really
Google's
worked on it.
Still feels kind of like choppy.
Yes, very Vocaloid still. $100 to go camping. Where is it worth? Guinea Springs. I mean, if it's like a beautiful location, maybe, but you can go
Shortly
camping
expecting the results
probably
of
an
the
hour
Fed
away from
reverse
where you
repo
are.
operation.
You're still in Florida. You're driving 400 miles to still be in Florida. That's crazy.
This place looks pretty cool though, right? You can bring a tube. I feel like this is a spot though where the pictures look really cool, and then you get there and it's just like all you see is people.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of fat people in tubes and trash on the
Yeah.
floor.
Right.
Welcome to Disney World.
That's what you're gonna experience.
Man, it looks really pretty in the photos. Hopefully you can go there when literally no one else is. Get a photo like this, where you're the only person. I mean, at least it's a cool spot.
Plus, then you get to tell us how you got bit by an alligator. And that's a good story.
Russell back down to value low. Back to our 24s here on NQ. Battling with our POC on ES.
73 counterparties take $449.373 billion at the Fed reverse repo operation.
See if the Russell can hold the low. I have yet to see one of those videos. Our feeds are not the same. The only Florida guy that I know is this guy who goes into the swamps barefoot on TikTok. His name? He just like rolls animals.
There's that the Tony guy with the T.
Fishin Garrett, I think is his name.
Hey guys, I'm in the Florida Everglades and this alligator's coming right after.
This guy's ridiculous.
Hey guys, I'm in the Florida Everglades and this alligator's coming right after me. I don't think he knows who he's dealing with. But he's not the only one to watch out for. There's at least 50 of them right in front
Man
of me.
is actually Florida man. Barefoot, alone in the dark, surrounded by alligators and poisonous snakes, and we'll like grab them and pick them up. Coming back down to our lows, seeing if our if the 17 to 24 now holds as our offer on NQ. Russell back down to our value low, ES back down to our value low. So either again we rotate, get maybe one last leg here, or we start to look to see if that offer will hold for a retest of 607, 596, just kind of waiting. Again, we want to see the ability to get back into rotations up. These edges do not feel. But every time we push away from them, you'll be like, why didn't I just buy the edge? You know? That's why this market's garbage. Yeah, there's no way he doesn't get like really severely hurt at him. His videos are nuts. The barefoot is what is wild to me. Like he goes inside these swamps. Like knee deep in water. Pitch black. Immediate bid off of our Russell value low. NQ still pretty what's the word? Not a ton of movement so far. Low is not all that enticing. We are making a higher low, holding our 620, but I'd need to see us get back over value. This feels pretty meaningless. Your best bet here is that ETH low holds into our 17 on retest, with Russell being able to bid a higher low, or it still feels pretty choppy. So here we look for a bid. We can step in, but you're still just like trading ticks around VWAP in either direction. So it's not great. Like ES and on ES. Want to see a reclaim of 20s, I think, on ES for this to have any merit. Russell back over like 104.50. So far, bid stepping in at our ETA low. Again, need to see a bit more. Lightning in a bottle. I don't know a lot of these guys, but I would go just to see Muramasa, James Blake, Tycho.
How is Skrillex still on the top of that list in 2024?
He's kind of like remade himself with Fred again. They did a full tour together and he's gained like decent notoriety. But yeah, he fell off for a while. But performing with going on tour with Fred again was huge.
Mhm.
Sort of like revitalized his career. Fleet Mac Wood, what is that? Is that the dollar
Surely
store
not a
version?
Fleetwood Mac cover band. Surely not.
Really, there's not a cover band on this stuff. I don't know if I know anyone in that bottom section. But Muramasa is so good. Got Fatboy Slim, classic. I don't really like his live sets though. He seems a little coked out on his live sets. Oh, that's sick. That'll be awesome. Labyrinth should be fun as well. I wonder if we'll bring any guests out. I really like Cannons. I haven't listened to them in forever though. It's a little like pop indie band. The Tycho Sunset set is gonna be a vibe though. Still maintaining our pivots, no change. Not releasing the bid and willing to step in. I feel like if you get back over like 2025 on NQ, then you can maybe punish this guy in into the lows. But I don't think with how we're moving right now, that can happen. Get over our get back into that. Or it just feels like the seller's gonna retry again. It's low, so we can get back below it on NQ. That's crazy that the tickets were still available for you to buy last week. How many stages are there? This doesn't really explain. Like, can you see all of these people, or is there like 4 stages going on at the same time? Really solid bid at our ETH low, pushing up into our next target, right? Like this is the top of the range. We want to see this this 2025 kind of hold bid for that move back up to value and recovery if it's going to do it. We expect this to be our pivot though. This is where that previous buyer was, and then where the seller pushed us through, right? So we want to see the ability to build here and reclaim our value, just like we talked about. This is your value retest on NQ. If you are longing this for some reason, like, this is of course your first risk off until we can start to bid back in value. Once we do that though, you can play back up to 37s probably. Russell still pushing. I think the again, like the Russell value low and high are by far your best signals right now. That time. Your retest of your 25s, 24s on NQ. We want to see if we can hold where this previous seller was and if this buyer can get back on side. The bid hold here or no? So far, just a rejection of our value. Techno Tupac at 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Who? Okay, so there's 3 stages. Oh shit, wait, no, there's a ton on Thursday. What? I don't think I know a single person in the first 2 days. Friday is loaded though. James Blake and then Muramasa right after. And then Tycho right after that. You can go to all 3 sets. James Blake, Muramasa, Tycho. Just right after each other. And you've got, you know, lane 8, so you've got that as well before. Dude, that is loaded. Like, there's your night. Easy. Got to get some shrooms from Tatum. Homegrown. Is the Do Lab, is that the one with the like the headphone concert at Coachella? I don't know. I'm not familiar. Do Lab. Oh, those are the installation one. Got it. Oh, that makes complete sense with the space, like the mushrooms. Yeah. Have you been to Coachella? I don't think I could do it. I've been invited and it sounds like my hell.
Honestly, like, hate festivals.
Yeah. Especially in that heat. Ugh.
I just like, you know, like if I want to go see someone, I actually want to listen to their music, and the sound quality is generally so bad at them that it's just like pointless to me.
Especially within
Maybe
when
that's
there's
a hot
like
take.
no, I don't think it is. I think it's good. And you go for like the experience with your friends, if anything. But like it's because like if you just listen to it on YouTube stream for the better quality.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a hot take. You're like maybe closer to the front, but you have to like then miss a show to be up there. That's from all my friends' experience. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna get there early so that we can actually not be 100 miles away from the stage. And then you're kind of like missing the previous lineup then. I don't know. Not a huge fan of large crowds or heat. That sounds like Coachella. Back down to our ES value low, into our 17s. Russell maintaining a higher low, looking to see if it'll do an equal. NQ leading us down again, same as before, the divergence. Just watching the 607. We've now filled the that wick down on that 607. That's what we're testing. Is this guy actually relevant? The bid. Can we get back over ETH low for NQ? Back up to our POC from another hold of our value low on ES. Back up to our POC on the Russell as well from the equal low on RTY. See if we can build this higher low on NQ this attempt off of that another grab our 607s. I want to see the ability to lift, get back over value, honestly. I think as long as Price is willing to defend this 2025 here, we should be able to trade back up to 32 if this bid's defended. Just kind of really watching this area to see if buyers are willing to continue to take for that push back up to our PVZ value. Russell, or sorry, and ES full rotation from value low to value high again. Russell looking over a POC for the first time since last rejection. Right, this is a big deal if we can hold. Again, watching in 2025 on NQ to see if bid will step in here to hold the maintain a higher low. Yes, one of the sides has to give, right? Coming down into our 20 bid. I feel like, again, like this 2025 holds, or there's just makes no sense not to just fully retrace the imbalance that was created off that push up down to 15. So I really want to see this. And
Be interested to see if ES and RTY can seek here. You might have a lot of room on NQ if they do, like seek up.
Q15's opening in 40 seconds. Retesting our buyer here into this 2025. See if bid holds on a look into it, or if this will nothing.
This area is like just so interesting on ES. You have this like really solid two-sided trading above VWAP. Buy Adam. Oh wait, no, you're saying buy to Tatum. Yeah, I got a brain. Don't worry about it. Mine doesn't either. You've heard me try to speak English, man.
Bid's still willing to try here. Offer trying to step down into this 20. Still just seems like two-sided, but I feel like if offer actually can hold 20s, then we'll fully rotate. It's just two-sided still. Still willing to play off this bid. This feels like absolute shit, dude. I don't know if I want to be here.
No, I mean, you don't have to sit here if you don't want to. I think we're just gonna do this. We might get one move. I mean, we have 7 minutes till turn of the hour, and that's probably our best potential for any excitement. But if not, then it'll be like last 45 minutes of the day. We start to see equities rebalance.
Just really think that like this offer either holds the 17 to 20 or it's going to breach over 20. And if we do that, we should be able to trade back up to POC. That's the problem with this area is like it feels pretty bad, but this is where we should be looking for reversion.
ES is just so tight on this
Yeah.
POC. I mean, same with Russell. Like, NQ is really the only thing that's like, I don't want to use the word diverging, but I will. You're seeing weakness in Tesla now,
It's
or
like
extended weakness. Like some of these tech names are putting downside pressure, but we're trading into this zone on NQ that we need to respect.
either take out that wick low at 607s quickly here and then bid, or get me over 25s ASAP. But don't just sit here. New 15s, 30s. Just bottom of our range on NQ again. We've now built out. Need to get over this 1720 or that offer will stick here. This new 15, yeah. Back to our 607, taking out that wick low. Your PVC just opened. We either can trap at 607 or I think we probably need to come down to this 97. We're just looking for someone to get kind of trapped off sides. I think if 97s don't hold, then we just watch the zone as offer for a move back down for this rotation here. As long as we're finding dip buys into this, I think it's more of the same. Just like last time. Again, this is that wick that we just took out.
And first, kind of like ES, look back into value load there. Looks okay in terms of orders.
Watching our Russell value edge as we're still maintaining the 607. Need to see a bit more from buyers on NQ, but really keeping an eye on the Russell as it comes back down into our lows. Can we maintain the range for the oscillation? Does this 607 hold, or do we need to trap down into that 97? Kind of my idea, right? Just waiting on the Russell for confirmation. With how we're reacting here at 607, I think we probably need that last leg, or we would have seen the buy. Yes, back down to our pivot at 17.
This is lower low on Nvidia here. The weekly anchored VWAP. Microsoft, Apple just hanging out there fine. Tesla value low. Tesla can come down another hour or $1 for a stronger retest. 2-day balance.
You did short off that